Aries. Aries symbol. There could be some mental disconnects today, dear Aries, but opportunities to rise above these minor feelings of unrest can also emerge. Ideas and beliefs excite you, and you can quickly get fired up by a topic or pursuit. You crave a connection or mission through what you do, experience, and learn. Circumstances may be such that you have more decision-making responsibility these days with Mercury at the top of your solar chart. Today, Mercury's minor challenging aspect with Mars suggests you may be dealing with more than the usual inconveniences or with unwelcome advice and critique. It's best to try not to take feedback too seriously if it's delivered under strain, even if it's contrary. Try to squash the sense that you have to rush, be first, or get something done right away, when this may not, in actuality, be necessary. And, you can do your part by avoiding offering an opinion too quickly. Especially as the day advances, you tend to find the information you need at the right time. Improved communications can help you bond with someone or lead to exciting opportunities. A great idea might open the door to an increase in income down the road. Taurus. Taurus symbol. Those things not working in your life tend to grab the spotlight today, dear Taurus, but they need not rule your day. It's best not to put too much weight in statements made under stress or duress. If rushing makes you skip steps, check in with yourself if you truly need to push. It's also best not to rush a conversation that requires more thoughtfulness. Use tension to your advantage by letting it motivate you to take care of business, but avoid impulsive moves. Later today, things seem to smooth out. People might turn to you for care or guidance, and you're most responsive or approachable. Something about you can draw others to you, perhaps to confide in you or for helpful information. Or, it's your gentle approach that encourages people to open up to you. Conversations can quickly become creative and inspiring, and you can benefit much from your exchanges. Gemini. Gemini symbol. Although there may be some disconnects today, dear Gemini, you can feel increasingly more unrestrained on a mental level as the day advances. The moon spends the day in your opposite sign, challenging you to find a better balance. One-on-one relationships or your feelings for someone can be animated. Jumping to conclusions is not likely to serve you well, nor is mental hyperactivity. Still, it can also be a good time for solving a problem or pursuing a special interest. Later today, a Mercury-Ceres aspect helps you sort your feelings. You'll find it easier to communicate your inner thoughts or to make important clarifications. Someone may confide in you, or you in them. It's a good time to gain others' trust through your exchanges and conversations. You could be in the position to support through conversation. Cancer. Cancer symbol. The moon spends the day in your work and health sector, dear Cancer, putting particular emphasis on your daily affairs and duties. Getting things done helps free up your mind. However, there's some tendency to rush, misjudge, or misspeak. If a problem is out of your control, try to focus on those things you're able to make right or take a break from overthinking before returning to problem areas. At times today, you could be too impatient for your own good, which can be particularly apparent in a partnership or with your work/chores, which you tend to rush. However, this can be a strong time for mental energy, so selecting activities that require a tough mind makes sense. Later today, however, things smooth out considerably. You're likely to find others, especially a special friend or partner, relatively open, forthcoming, and sympathetic. Openness boosts the emotional environment around you, making it natural for sharing your inner thoughts, guidance, and feelings. Leo. The day's transits bring stronger desires and passions to the surface, dear Leo. There can be extra passion or animation in a love relationship or excitement in your creative world. Some friendly competition can be motivating, but there can also be a bit of unproductive tension. A Mercury-Mars aspect can do a good job of convincing you that you need to rush when it's likely not necessary. However, later today is far more supportive of making assessments and plans. In contrast, you're in fine shape for nurturing a business or project, as you're especially tuned into the extra touches and details that make something special. Virgo. It can be all too easy to be distracted today, dear Virgo, although mental tension eases considerably as the day advances. Until then, there can be some disagreements, likely due to rushing and impatience, with Mercury under minor strain. There can be so much to think about and organize in your brain that you can't seem to settle in and relax. It may be a good idea to use mental tension to plow through something that requires a thick skin, but avoid rushing things that need special handling. Later today, there can be nice opportunities to express yourself creatively or affectionately, and you're more equipped to see the big picture. It's a strong time to connect or bond with someone special through beliefs and ideas. Instead, you might enjoy rounding out your knowledge and exploring or discovering new ideas and perspectives. You might enjoy more eagerness in your interactions and warmth in your conversations. There can be positive feedback or encouragement for creative or romantic endeavors. Libra. There can be an exciting discovery or news today, dear Libra, firing you up and fueling your enthusiasm. Something communicated could get you going, stirring you into action. However, it's best not to rush things. It may be best to avoid pushing something that you can't change and allow for unexpected changes out of your control. Despite a busy pace, you may not feel particularly productive if you're doing things in a scattered way. Avoid jumping to conclusions. Later today, it's easier to sort things through, and decisions surrounding personal or family and home-related matters tend to be straightforward and innovative. Talking about a personal problem can be very helpful. Big picture thinking and the making of overview plans are in favor. Scorpio. With the moon's transit of your resources sector, dear Scorpio, you tend to seek a more predictable or comfortable pace. However, it's a little too easy to become distracted. Later today, you feel readier to pour your energy into something special. Until then, it can be difficult to focus or concentrate with too many things to think about and consider. You may feel that you're in a hurry even if there isn't an actual rush, so check in with yourself. Still, the mental agitation stirred now can serve as a motivator to handle a matter that you've been avoiding. Solutions come later today, and they're satisfying. Mental explorations are rewarding, and engaging in wonderfully creative thinking is in focus. Someone significant can provide useful input, and your effectiveness in communicating on personal levels can help you bond with someone or lead to meaningful opportunities. Sagittarius. The moon spends the day in your sign, encouraging your pioneering qualities, dear Sagittarius. With the moon's alignment with Mars in your sign, your initiative and courage are strong. You could be quite distractible, however, with a Mercury-Mars minor challenging aspect. Frustrations can emerge in unexpected ways with this transit, especially if you're rushing or encountering multiple minor problems. Avoid rushing things, particularly finance-related endeavors and communications. Later today, thinking can be clever enough for you to find a lost item or solve a problem that previously had you stumped. You might discover new ways to get organized. You're both imaginative and practical, and your sense of timing is quite strong such that some of your plans come together quite nicely. Capricorn. The moon spends the day in your privacy sector, dear Capricorn, and a personal timeout can do a world of good for you now. Even so, later today, you can enjoy reaching out and sharing. With Mercury in your sign these days, it's a rich time for fresh ideas. Mercury is under minor strain today, and the tendency for something to burn out nearly as quickly as it starts runs very high. Avoid overexerting yourself, and this applies to both the physical and mental planes. Be careful that you don't talk ahead of yourself. Transits later today encourage a fertile imagination. It's an excellent time to come across warmly. You communicate your emotions well, and you gravitate toward healthy, satisfying exchanges. You can learn quite a bit from your interactions. Aquarius. There can be an exciting or animated quality to your social life today, dear Aquarius. The desire to pioneer a new and exciting project is with you. With today's Mercury aspects, it can be all too easy to feel you should rush a decision or argue a point that causes more trouble than it's worth. Feelings of pressure are real, but you won't do yourself or anyone favors if you push so hard that you can't think clearly. Watch for speaking too quickly or too soon about a matter. However, mental tension eases as the day advances, and you're likely to find it exceptionally comfortable and straightforward to communicate your feelings. There's a pleasant flow happening now that gets you into better touch with the emotions you haven't been truly recognizing in recent days. You might also be more understanding of others' more profound emotions, and you could very well be a great source of comfort or guidance for someone. Pisces. The moon spends the day in your solar 10th house today, dear Pisces, and you crave more details and structures. You're goal-oriented at this time of the lunar month. Today's transits could lead you to rush to communicate or draw conclusions. Tensions may primarily revolve around opinions, commuting, and perspective. Dealing with minor inconveniences can leave little room to think clearly or see the big picture. However, thinking smooths out considerably as the day advances. In fact, you're especially alert to the environment around you, and you can learn a lot from your friends or networks. You could find yourself in a position to guide and help, and a nice balance between mental and emotional worlds is ideal. A thoughtful gesture or act can figure strongly now.